I think we're live. Are we live, everyone? Yes, we are. What is up, people of the internet? It is me, Real American, back in with a new stream, and that is right. We are live on this beautiful June 20th, 2024. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you're in the world. I'm starting to have a great day myself. And, I wasn't planning on streaming this morning, but two things happened that decided to make me stream this morning. One, I overslept. So, yeah, the video I had planned for this morning will be pushed back to later today. So I decided, you know what, okay. I don't got enough time to make the video for this morning, so I decided, okay, I wanted to stream about a video I made yesterday, because there's a big controversy happening, and I wanted to address it. Talk about why I think Trump right now is making mistakes. Now, I want to be clear about one thing. This is constructive criticism. I am not just bashing Trump because, it's not even bashing Trump, it's just legitimate criticisms of Trump. I'm not doing it because I want to, and I'm doing it because, oh, I hate Trump, I'm gonna vote for Biden. No, that's not why I'm doing it. I'm doing it because I want to have constructive criticism of Trump, because I want this to be Trump's best term. And I think we need to warrant a discussion on what Trump's doing wrong, how we could solve it, and all of that. Now, before we continue with today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, folks, self-support is greatly appreciated. If you have any questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, the best way is to send a super chat via, well, the chat. Again, I'll try to read through as much of chat as possible, but usually super chats are the best way to get your questions answered. So, yeah, all support's greatly appreciated, and, yeah, all that good stuff. All right. So, all right, I want to start the thing that kind of irritated me the most, because this wasn't just one comment that I got. I got not hundreds, but like dozens of comments, not just on the video, but on Twitter, the recent stream, where there's people actually alleging that I'm a paid shill. I'm supposedly paid off by DeSantis to attack Trump. I'm going to say this right off the bat. If I'm ever paid by a campaign or anything like that, I will disclose it. But guess what? I haven't. In the, 4 years I've done this, not once have I taken a payment from any campaign. I want to be clear that irritates me. Because when you say you're paid off, it means you're being dishonest. You're purposely lying to shill for someone. Never did I ever do that. But some people actually believe that I'm a paid shill. I'm just baffled at that. Listen, you can have your opinions that, Bob Good should have been primaried out. We'll get to that. But either way, I'm not a paid shill. All right? I'm just being honest. I'm just being honest that I think Trump made a bunch of mistakes that should be discussed. So I wanted to address that real quick, and yeah, I'm not LT. He's paid off and doesn't talk about it, but point is, I'm not. Has any campaign contacted you? I talk to people in campaigns, but I never actually worked directly with a campaign or got paid by them. But either way, I don't actually take money from anyone. The only money I get from this is just, well, you guys. You guys watch the videos, subscribe, join the channel, all that stuff. I don't get paid by any campaign. So I just want to be real clear about that. I just want to address that. If I'm ever paid by a campaign, I'll mention it, but I'm not. So, enough of that. Let's actually get into it. Gosh, but Rap's opinions are facts. No, they're not. They're just my opinion, but I just think that Trump is making mistakes that he could avoid. And let's start with the I guess the elephant in the room, the endorsements. Not every Trump endorsement this cycle has been bad. In fact, there's been a couple good ones like Trent Staggs in Utah, Bernie Moreno in Ohio, but you notice the good ones, and Eric Hovde in Wisconsin, they're in Senate races. They're not in the congressional races. For whatever reason this cycle, Trump is making some baffling endorsements for some bad House candidates up and down the ballot, And it's not just Bob Good. But I think the Bob Good stuff was the tipping point for me. This is the part that really pissed me off. So let's go back to this cycle. Let's look at some primaries that, for whatever reason, Trump decided to protect the incumbent. And let's compare that to Bob Good. So let's start with Arkansas 3rd. I still, to this day, don't understand why Trump didn't endorse Penzo here. It's one of those races that Clint Penzo had no money literally had like $100,000 versus Steve Womack, who spent like $3 million, and Steve Womack barely won. All right? He barely won. Right? He is one of the most egregious rhinos in the House. So, Steve Womack did not get the Trump endorsement, but Clint Pence, though, if he would have got the Trump endorsement, would have won. He would have. And now, it would have been closer, I think, but I do think at the end of the day, we could have taken down Steve Womack, an egregious rhino that has no business being in the House. All right? We could have gotten a phenomenal upgrade. And I understand you can't primary out every incumbent. And let's just say, fine. This was a race that no one thought we could actually win in. That's one thing. But look at Illinois 12th. Why the hell did Trump support Mike Bost? Why? I'm actually curious. Why do people think he endorsed him? Excuse me. But of all the people you could have supported, you supported Mike Bost over Darren Bailey, Darren Bailey, he would have been a phenomenal congressman. I'm not saying he's perfect, but on 90% of the issues, he's perfect on. So you decide to not only just not support Bailey, but openly support Mike Bost. Okay, well, Bailey would have won with that endorsement. So that's strike two, but let's just say fine. The Arkansas 3rd doesn't count, so let's say strike one. Texas 23rd, another one that I don't get. If Trump would have supported Herrera, he would have won. I mean, look at this. Gonzalez won by a point and a half. This guy's pro-amnesty and anti-gun in Texas. And for whatever reason, Trump thought, okay, we're going to protect Tony Gonzalez by not supporting Herrera. Really? Gonzalez is going to backstab you. And that's one thing I'll bring up in a second. Let's just keep going. All right, let's just keep going with these. South Carolina 4th, you could argue, fine. No one actually thought Timmons was going to go down, but he came close to. It's another one of those races that Trump only not endorsed Adam Morgan because of the House Freedom Caucus. But the most recent example is the most egregious. Virginia 5th. You decide, of all the House Republicans to target, you targeted Bob Good? Really? Bob Good, who has one of the best voting records in the House. You decide to target him over Tony Gonzalez, over Mike Bost, over Steve Womack. Hell, William Timmons. You decide to throw all your effort into this one district. This is awful. There's no excuse for this. If he was endorsing, against Timmons, against Gonzalez, against Bost, and then he went after Bob Good, I wouldn't be that mad because, okay, you made 3 really good endorsements against shitty incumbents, and made 1 bad one. The fact that he focused only on, 1 incumbent, 1, should piss everyone off, and I'll explain why in a second why this is bad, but we got a couple super chats. Joe Longo for 10. Over half of Trump's endorsements in the House this cycle have been for rhinos. The only Freedom Caucus candidates he endorsed were either incumbents or Jared Susser. Yeah. That's it. Jared Susser and the, Matt Gaetz types. That's it. Godsmack Air 69 for 5. Honestly, Trump has been pretty smart lately by doing interviews like Logan Paul, Dr. Phil Timcast, etc. All in fairness. Oh, absolutely. I'll say one thing about his campaign recently that we can all agree upon. His interviews with, Logan Paul and stuff is ingenious. It's just smart. That's not what I'm mad about. It's just some of the campaign decisions he's making, whether it's related to endorsements, we'll get to that in a second, the other stuff. It's that he's been making baffling endorsements. It's like, what are you doing, dude? American Nerd 1776 for 5. I thought Trump chose to endorse Bost over Bailey because Bailey was at a pro-Palestinian rally and Trump is pro-Israel. Am I wrong on that? No, that's a cover-up. From everything we know, apparently just because Trump wanted to support the incumbent because he was for sure going to win or something. So, either way. All right, it's one of those things where some of the endorsements I can understand, let's just say with Arkansas 3rd, no one knew Steve Womack was going to go down. But Mike Bost had a chance to lose. We knew for a fact from the get-go, Darren Bailey was a strong challenger. He was well known and the base loved him. And he would have won had Trump supported him. Same thing in Texas 23rd. Gonzalez would have lost had Trump supported Herrera. South Carolina 4th, you could say, fine, whatever. You don't know. But Virginia 5th, you decide to focus everything on that. That's why I'm frustrated. You decide to target everything on Bob Good because the House Freedom Caucus stuff. That's a reality of it. Because he pissed off Marjorie Taylor Greene, and that's why Trump went after him. You notice something odd about these endorsements? Virtually every single one of them is magically supported by Marjorie Taylor Greene. They're ones that she wanted. Makes you really think, like, wait a minute. Why is Taylor Greene having so much input on who to support? Like, what are we doing? I just don't get why he's listening to Taylor Greene so much. And I think it's becoming a big problem because now she's putting her personal grievances ahead of policy. That's a big problem. They're only going after Bob Good because he's part of the House Freedom Caucus. That's the reality of it. Now, I'm not saying he's perfect, and he did screw up the DeSantis endorsement. That's the one legitimate criticism you can have. Fine, he screwed up with that. He should have said some stuff. He said some stuff he shouldn't have said, but the fact that he supported John McGuire, a significant downgrade over Bob Good because of the DeSantis endorsement, doesn't make much sense because he didn't go after McCormick in Georgia. He endorsed him. Laura Lee in Florida 3 months ago. Yeah, we're gonna primary out Laura Lee, but now actually, oh wait, we're gonna support her. What? Some of these endorsements are just baffling. It's just like, what are you doing? K-Coop 1996 for 5. Thoughts on filling Gallagher's seat in Wisconsin's 8th. Tony Weld got the Trump endorsement, but I also have seen lots of support for Andre Jaquar. Is that how you say his name? Jaquar? Jaquar. I don't know how you say it. I can never say his last name properly. But I think it's a close race. But I think Weld's gonna win. I think he's gonna win. Spikes for 2. If Trump picks Marjorie Taylor Greene as VP, Trump's lose in November. I wouldn't go that far, but it would be it would not be a smart move. I just wouldn't add anything to the ticket. It would hurt Trump a little bit, but I don't think it cost him the election. But yeah, I highly doubt he's even considering Taylor Greene. But if he is, that's another problem. But like I was saying, you notice these endorsements have Taylor Greene written all over them. Find it very odd that these are the same people that McCarthy back, that Taylor Greene also back. That's my problem here. Trump is listening to the wrong people, and this is the biggest problem. I'm very much worried about the second term for Trump, because I think he's going to win. I think, despite this, he's still running a good campaign. I think he's going to win. But it's pronounced jock. Whatever. Either way, I can never say it correctly. Is it jock, jacqui? It's just weird. You know, it's like some people say one way, the other, some people don't, but it's jock. Okay. But yeah, I'm going to say this. Trump should not be trusting Taylor Greene, especially right now. The fact is she now has close ties to McCarthy doing whatever he wants is not good, because she's supporting shit candidates because of McCarthy's saying. Because McCarthy's saying, yeah, support, John McGuire because Bob Good bad. Really? That's your plan? You're gonna listen to Taylor Greene? That's the biggest problem for Trump going into the cycle. And frankly, second term. He's trusting the wrong people again. Not as bad as the first term, but now, instead of listening to the establishment, he's listening to the schizophrenics in the Republican Party. I don't like to say that lightly. I don't say that, lightly. It's just a fact. Taylor Greene has lost her mind. I mean, she was crazy beforehand, but now it's like, okay, you're just doing this out of pettiness. You don't care about actual policy. You want to do it because Orange Man bad. Or not even Orange Man bad, just because that Taylor Greene said so, and that she hates people like Bob Good. That's my biggest problem here. And I really think that Trump is going to make a big mistake by listening to her. Because, yes, you're supposedly going to get loyalty, in quotation, loyalty from these people. All right? You're going to get loyalty from Steve Womack. Here's the thing, though. After this election and Trump wins, do you really think Steve Womack is going to be loyal? Maybe with Trump in the presidency, maybe. But he's an ass kisser. All these assholes, they're ass kissing Trump. They're not doing it because they're actually loyal. I can understand supporting loyalty, but to support people like Mike Bost, who's going to backstab you after you win, he's not going to support your agenda. If he does, he's only going to do it for 2 years, and then, after you're gone, he doesn't care. He just go back to being shitty like he was. Same thing with William Timmons. These bozos are going to not be loyal. They're going to backstab you at every possible turn. I saw an actual seceda for 3. Hopefully, Marjorie Taylor Greene, Georgia governor 2026, so that seat gets replaced. Yeah. I hope she runs against Brian Kemp or something and she loses. I agree with that. Because she has caused too many problems. It's not Greene, but McCarthy who's poisoning Trump's prospects. But he's doing it through Greene. McCarthy's getting these shitty endorsements through Greene. Because Greene has so much influence. Secede North Carolina for 5. What do you think about Ben Carson as Trump's VP? Who do you think he should pick, and who do you think he will end up picking? And we'll get to the vice president stuff in a second. But I think Ben Carson's a good choice. Now, does he add the most to the ticket? Not necessarily, but he's from Michigan. He's from a demographic Trump wants to do really good with, and he's loyal. Those are the 3, and not just, he's ass kisser. He's legitimately loyal. Right after January 6th, he was one of the few cabinet members that stood by Trump. So, I really believe that Ben Carson's a good pick. Overall, he's a good pick. He's not perfect, but I do think he is a really solid option. He checks all the marks off. Or, excuse me, he checks all the boxes off. Excuse me, I don't know why I said that, but either way, he is a good option, in my opinion. Now, let's talk about the vice president stuff for a second. It appears that Doug Burgum is going to be the VP. There was I can't say this is 100% true, but I believe there was a leak that someone found that they found the domain name of TrumpBurgum.com, and it redirects to Trump's website. That could be a nothing burger. It could be nothing where, it could be something where it's like, actually, this is just a coincidence. Someone's just trolling. But I do think as of now, Doug Burgum is going to be the VP. All right? I think it's Burgum first, then Ben Carson, then J.D. Vance. Or something in that order. Now, as for Burgum, I like Burgum. Personally, I like him. I think he's someone that's going to be loyal. He's not going to backstab Trump. But I understand the criticism from people like Elect Right. I understand what they're saying. Where they're saying, hey, Burgum's not the most conservative pick. He doesn't add the most to the ticket. That's true. There are parts of Burgum's governorship that are sketchy. But at the same time, it's like, okay, Trump wants someone that's not going to backstab him like Pence. Burgum might be less conservative on some stuff compared to Pence, but he's going to be loyal. He's not going to backstab him at every turn. I saw an actual seceda for 3. Tom Cotton, Secretary of State, and Ken Paxton, Attorney General. I would say no to Tom Cotton, but yes to Ken Paxton. Joe Longo for 5. Trump's second term is to be the same as his first. A Rhino Congress and Senate. The Dems flip the House at the midterms, kneecapping the presidency. Well, here's what I think's going to happen. This is my legitimate prediction. If Trump wins, which I think he's the favorite right now, they're going to have the House and the Senate. But I think Trump has pissed off the House Freedom Caucus a bit too much. I think he's pissed off too many people. And what's going to happen is these people are going to demand the most conservative bill no matter what. That even if it can't pass, if they don't get everything they want, they're not going to pass anything. And that's the biggest problem here. I don't think Trump understands this. That, yes, you could go after traitors, that's one thing. But to piss off the House Freedom Caucus? A caucus that is notorious for screwing everyone over? It's like, wait a minute. Why? The House Freedom Caucus, I can agree, is sometimes dumb. But you should not be throwing everything against them, because now, a group that's known for screwing everyone over, they're gonna go after Trump's agenda. They're gonna just say, you know what? Screw it. We have nothing to lose. Again, going after traitors is one thing, but to just go after the entire House Freedom Caucus on purpose, we know this for a fact. He's going after the House Freedom Caucus for any endorsement they make. He opposes it immediately. It doesn't matter if they're the best choice in the world. It doesn't matter if Trump endorses a rhino. He's going to oppose the House Freedom Caucus no matter what. And that's a huge problem. Because now, when that happens, when Trump gets in the presidency, the House Freedom Caucus, at least a large chunk of them, they're just going to say, screw you. We're not going to support whatever you want to support. We want everything in the kitchen sink. If not, well, your agenda's dead. Which I think's dumb, but that's the House Freedom Caucus. They're known for this. They're known for screwing everyone over. Look at what happened to the McCarthy speakership. They got backstabbed and they said, screw you. We're going to throw you down. We're taking you down with us. Let's see here. They put Jordan on Intel. They won't hate him. Well, the thing is, though, it's like Trump is making a bunch of enemies with the more conservative people in the House. And that's the biggest problem. Now, to be clear, I'm not saying every Republican's going to do that. Like, Matt Gaetz is going to back Trump's agenda mostly, obviously. But there are people like, what's a good, I guess Thomas Massie, but he always kind of does that. Scott Perry's one they can maybe see. You know, people like that. Moderates pissed. Yeah, moderates are not too happy with the House Freedom Caucus. That's why I think his agenda through the House, no matter what happens, is dead. Because these assholes hate each other so much that it's just not going to work. And Trump's only appeasing the moderates. And just pissed off the more conservative faction. It's a big problem. Yeah, and I agree, Trump is his own worst enemy. He makes decisions based off of ego at times. I don't want to say that, but that's Trump. I mean, that's just Trump in a nutshell. His ego is both a positive and a negative ordeal. Sometimes it's really good. Sometimes he understands, okay, screw Liz Cheney. She's out of here. But sometimes it's just like, okay, we are going to target Bob Good because he betrayed me, but protect Laura Lee and Rich McCormick. Makes you really think. American Nerd 1776 for 5 rap. I feel like the Freedom Caucus is going to pick a more friendly Trump chair, someone like Gaetz or Boebert, and try to rebuild their ties with them. I don't even is Gaetz even the Freedom Caucus? I think it's going to be Warren Davidson. I really think that's the best option. Because he's one of those people that doesn't piss off anyone. Now, to be clear, the Freedom Caucus, I'm not saying it's perfect. There's some big problems. Like I said, they are notorious for blowing up agenda. Like, look at the presidency for Trump, the first term. The first 2 years, Paul Ryan's the #1 problem, John McCain's second. But people forget that the Freedom Caucus, they did screw Trump a little bit. There are times that they did screw him over. That's a fact. At every corner at times, they just said, nope, we're not going to support this. Nope, 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 we're gone. And because of that, Paul Ryan made even dumber decisions. I'm not blaming the House Freedom Caucus. Paul Ryan was a shitty speaker, but that's just a reality of it. Trump was screwed by the House Freedom Caucus for 2 years. Right? Not all the time, but he was. Combine that with Paul Ryan be the speaker, and now you have a shit show. Let's see here. I remember he said he wasn't during one of his Firebrand podcast episodes. Yeah, I thought he wasn't. I don't think he was. But is he? I honestly don't know. Because with the Freedom Caucus, it's kind of like a broad stroke. You don't actually know. The Freedom Caucus tanked the realistic Obamacare bill. Yeah. And then it got replaced by Paul Ryan's shit. Now, to be clear, Paul Ryan lied about it, but just these are not good things Trump is doing. And I hope he understands that, hey, you're going to have some problems. You're going to have some big problems coming up. Let's see here. Anna Paulina Luna should be the Freedom Caucus chair. Is she part of the Freedom Caucus? I don't know. Paul Ryan was worse than McCarthy. Oh, absolutely. McCarthy was just a liar. Paul Ryan was incompetent. That's a big difference. But yeah, so I think with the Trump stuff, I just think that some of these things he's saying and doing, it's not going to help him. Again, I think he's running a good overall campaign, but I think long term, some of these decisions are going to come back and bite him. I really believe so. I'm not saying you have to I'm not saying you have to shill for the Freedom Caucus 24/7, but to openly go to war with them, I don't think the best idea. There's gonna be a happy medium where, okay, in like Bob Good's seat, I'm not gonna go after Bob Good. And like seats like South Carolina 4th, I can maybe go after Adam Morgan or William Timmons or something. You don't have to shill for the moderates 24/7. I know they're crybabies most of the time, but they even understand they can't go after you. If they do, their political career is dead. Unless you're like David Valadao. So yeah, I think overall Trump's making decisions. Short term, I can understand it. But long term, it's not going to work. He has to find a way to appease everyone. I know that's hard to do, but there's got to be a happy medium somewhere. You know, where it's like, okay, I'm not going to go for Bob Good or something. But either way, I think that's kind of it for the Trump stuff. I still think he's running a good campaign. I think that me complaining about it is not me bashing him. I just want to be a realist about this where, hey, you try to go after the Freedom Caucus this much. When you have a 2-seat majority in the House, that's not a good idea. It's just not. But what does everyone think? Does everyone think that Trump's making good decisions about this stuff? Or do you think it's the right move? Because essentially it comes down to opposing the House Freedom Caucus. Again, I understand that, but I think he's going too far with it at times. I just think that, yeah, maybe it's not a good idea to go 100% against the House Freedom Caucus. You can't make everyone happy, it's impossible. I understand that, but Trump could try. Just don't try to purposely piss off the Freedom Caucus. You don't have to. Let's see. I don't think it matters. I think it does. I just have this bad feeling it's gonna backstab, or it's gonna blow up in Trump's face somehow. I don't know how, but I really believe it. I don't want to, but just gotta see. Trump is worried the House Freedom Caucus is going to cause chaos and mess up his agenda in the House. But I understand that. And that's a big problem with the Freedom Caucus. There's like 4 or 5 members that they cause that shit on purpose. But at the same time, if you piss them off too much, they're going to do the same thing. And with a 5-seat majority, that's not good. Jets unleashed for 5. Watch Trump complain in the future can't get anything passed because of the decision now. Yeah, I could see that happening. Where Trump realizes after the fact, oh crap, I effed up. Listening to the wrong people again. I can see that happening, but it's Trump. He's got to realize that, hey, this is not a smart move. Not good at all. Like, I'm not saying you have to take out every incumbent, but what is this? Like, there's been like 15 incumbents on the Republican side that are moderates or rhinos. They came very close to losing. And for whatever reason, Trump thought not to support them or oppose them. Freedom Caucus needs to elect serious leaders who won't push for stupid bills which will never pass. Yeah. Again, a Freedom Caucus is a good idea, but the people that run it are just dumb. Not everyone involved, but some of the leadership I'm just baffled by. Some of the people that run that. Like, what are you doing? Now, with all this in mind, to say you're not going to vote for Trump because of it's stupid. I understand you'd be pissed off with Bob Good be taken down, okay? But, there's a big but. To oppose Trump because of it's dumb. Let's face it. Outside of these criticism of Trump and the VP stuff, which is questionable, we don't know yet, I think that he's just making dumb moves. That's going to cost him at the end, long-term somehow. But short-term, it's still not going to hurt him. We just got to see what happens, but I think that it's not an excuse to just not vote for Trump. You should absolutely vote for Trump, because if he loses, well, this country's dead. Let's face it. If he loses, we're done. So, that's what I gotta say. Let's see here. Anthony Williams for 5. I understand some of Trump's decisions, but I think he excuse me. I do think he should have stayed clear out of some of these primaries now that he's a clear nominee. Yeah. He should have stayed out of the Virginia stuff. I agree. So see North Carolina for 10. Off topic, but what are your thoughts on the North Carolina governor's race, and how likely is Mark Robinson to take down Stein despite the constant smear campaign against Robinson for his comments on abortion? Right now, recent polling has him winning. It's going to be a close race, but I do think Mark Robinson has a pathway to victory. I'm not saying it's a clear pathway, but I do think as of now, there's data points indicating he's possibly the favorite. I'm not saying he is, but I think it's a close race either way, and I hope that Mark Robinson wins. Look, Trump will allow for these forks and establish a thug to pollute his ranks, and he will say, what happened? Why are they disloyal to me? Yeah, they're going to backstab him. They don't care. They don't like Trump's agenda. They would much rather screw Trump over, the Republican voter over, than to actually pass something halfway conservative. That's these people. Not good. Not good at all. But I do think enough of the Trump stuff, because I think we got to the point that, you know, hey, there's problems here. But I do think they can still be resolved. There's still time to understand, okay, there's a couple upcoming primaries, not a lot, but you have time to maybe make amends for some of your F-ups. There's chances. There's a pathway to that, but we still got, what, 5 months to the election? A lot could change. A lot could change. Sorry, I had to take a quick drink. But all right. So, I do want to talk about other stuff because there's a lot of stuff happening. There was new polling from Emerson, I believe. Let's pull this up. And actually, hold on. I wanted to bring this up before I forgot. So, there is someone, I think most of you know who he is, Southern Cal populist. For those that don't know, he's a Twitter account that, you know, I recommend people follow. Now, there's been some controversy with him a couple months ago. I'm not going to get into it here, but he did something fascinating that I was thinking about for a while. He released a brand new poll. He conducted a poll. I can't remember how exactly, but I think it's through an online panel, and I believe Red Eagle paid for it. And I want to hear guys' thoughts. If I talk to them about possibly working on a poll, would anyone be interested in having like a Real American sponsored poll or something? I don't know yet. But I was thinking like, okay, he released a poll out of Maricopa County. And he did it. He proved it. He actually did it. And I do think that it would be a cool idea to have our own poll for, like, you know, the Milwaukee Metro or something. I don't know yet. What do you guys think about this? This idea of, hey, let's have a poll funded by Real American. Again, this is one poll, but he polled Maricopa County, Trump's winning. Or tied. I don't know yet. I don't know. I was thinking about it. Polls are expensive. Well, I think he found a more cost-efficient method of doing it. It's still expensive, but I don't know. We might. What do you guys think? Okay, I must have misspoken. Rep is funny. Future polls by paid for this one. Okay, yeah, that's right. So Red Eagle's actually paying for future polls, but I guess Southern Cal actually paid for this one. I don't know. Partner with Barris. I mean, he does follow me. I don't know. Tyrone polls. I don't know. We gotta look into it, but it would be a cool idea to say, hey, let's do a poll out of, you know, the Milwaukee Metro. See what's happening at Waukesha, you know, or poll New York City. Partner with the Rep. True. Yeah, I might talk to Rep and them about this. I think it's a cool idea. Get Big Penguin. Yeah. That's true. I'm in favor of doing county polls. The individual county's more important than the state. Yeah, sometimes. Yeah, I'll talk to Southern Cal about this later. And Red Eagle. But I just want to bring this up because I think it's a cool idea. Where it's like a funded poll by the fans or whatever, by people. And we poll specific parts of the country, not just a state. We can, but poll like, hey, the Minneapolis Metro, poll Green Bay or whatever. I got to talk to him about the details. I don't know how it exactly works. I don't know how he does it exactly, but yeah, I think it's a cool idea. So, yeah. Nebraska 2nd needs serious polling. Yeah, that's actually a good idea. If that's possible, Southern Cal do that. I know he's watching the stream. That's a pretty good idea. District 2nd. But yeah, so I think overall, this is a good idea. We just gotta see what happens. Oh gosh, Loving County, Texas poll. I don't think you can do that. That's like, what, 50 people? Really? I don't think that's, I don't think that's possible. This is why the media sucks. They should do district oversamples. Yeah. I think they should. Poll specific districts and stuff. I agree. Huey Long on his way to donate $5 million for Raps polls. Yeah. Huey Long. I haven't seen him in a while, but yeah. Alright, so enough of that. Let's get into the... I think there's recent polls out of, I believe, was it Emerson? Let's see, Nebraska's second is probably too small to get a good sample, but I could pull the whole state and oversample Nebraska's second. Okay. So yeah, do a Nebraska poll then. That's actually a good idea. Pull the New York City area. Yeah, there's some areas I want to pull. I've always wanted to do it, but... Alright, so yeah, Emerson has a new poll. I might make a video on this later, I don't know yet, but, let's see here. Okay, Emerson College. Yep, statewide polling. Okay. Let's see here. I haven't seen it yet. So this is like a live reaction to it. I haven't seen it. Okay. Trump is winning Arizona by 4, Georgia by 4, Wisconsin by 3, Nevada by 3, excuse me, Pennsylvania by 2, Michigan by 1, and Biden's tied in Minnesota with Trump. Wait, what? They actually have Minnesota tied here. Hold up. Am I reading this right? Is Trump actually tied in Minnesota? Hold up. This is Emerson, right? Yeah. Wait a minute. So, hold on. I have to be misreading this, right? This has to be an error. Surely this is a mistake. I guess not. Soda. Minnesota goes to Trump in a 5-way race. Wait, hold up. What? No way. RCP. Let's see. I can't find a 5-way race in Minnesota. Let's see here. He was ahead of Minnesota in one poll I saw. Okay, well, okay. Something's happening here. When Emerson has the race tied, which I'm not saying Emerson's perfect, but this isn't the first poll to find this. We have plenty of polls showing, yeah, Trump is surging in Minnesota. Good sign for him. Okay, Arizona poll. Kari Lake's done. That's, yikes. Not good. The fact that she's slightly improved and went down in June, not good. Check interactive polling. Why? What did he find? Interactive polls. What did he find? Which one? I'm not finding anything. Hold up. Wait, what? Minnesota +1 for Trump? Wait, what? No. Hold up. I got the actual tweet here. Okay, so this is actually with the, if it's a 5-way race. Minnesota, Trump +1. This is a mistake, right? Wait, what? Trump +1 in Minnesota. There's no way. No way. Soda. If RFK's on the ballot, I guess, but that's real? Trump's actually up in Minnesota? Holy shit. I have no clue what to say to that. I didn't know. That might be the next video for today. Thoughts of Red Eagle making a poll in Maricopa County. We showed on stream. I think it's a cool idea. Wow, so Emerson has Trump up in Minnesota. I highly doubt that still. Like, okay. I don't know. I want to see other polls first. Spikes for 2. Next month prediction, we tilt our Minnesota. I wouldn't go that far yet, but I don't know. I don't know. Okay, let me pull up the... I gotta pull up the Emerson stuff again so we actually see it. Wow, I can't believe that they actually Trump winning Minnesota. Jeez. And this is after the fact, right? This is after the conviction? Looks like it. Which, by the way, that Fox News poll is bullshit, then. Listen. I don't usually say polling is fake, but you know what? Let me pull up the Fox News poll because, listen. I understand that you can't just say polling is fake. And I would say that polling is fake here, but, this was just a bad poll. They have Trump losing by 2, but getting 27% with black voters, you know, Hispanics by, you know, 43%, but whites only have 52%. What? If Trump is doing that good with blacks and Hispanics, he should be doing just fine. So according to this poll, we are seeing a 20 to 30 point shift with black voters, but Hispanics are shifting the same amount, but it doesn't shift at all. And yeah, they had democracy, the #1 issue. It's like, wait, what the fuck did they do? Like, what? How can you possibly say, oh yeah, by the way, we have, Trump is actually losing the white, or, only winning the white vote by 5, but doing 30 points better with every other group. Huh? Punch a bunch bear for 2, suburban white women need 9 to 5 jobs. Real. Yeah, what is this poll like? I thought the real number was weird. Is it? I don't think so. Hold up, wait. White evangelical Trump's up by 60. Or, no, 56. Wait, hold on. 46, I should say. Isn't that more than 2020? Wait. Let me look. Hold up. 2020 exit polls. White. Okay, so according to Fox, which this could be complete bullshit, Trump is only doing like 8 points worse with white evangelicals, which is not going to happen. But if he's only doing that much, just it's not even that much worse. It's like 4 or 5 points or whatever with these voters. But he does how many points worse with white voters? White or race. He's doing 13 points worse with white voters, but magically he's doing only 8 points worse with evangelicals? What? What does that make any sense? How? How can you say, oh yeah, so Trump is not doing that much worse with evangelicals, but he's actually doing like 20 points worse, 15 points worse with black voters, or white voters, excuse me. That's not mathematically possible. That means Trump has outright collapsed with every other white demographic. That's the only way he could be doing that much worse with white voters. Absolute trash. I'm not just saying they faked it, I'm just saying that more than likely, it was just an error on their part. They must have made a mistake somewhere. It was just a bad sample, who knows. But that's just weird. I don't know. Let's see here. This is why I only trust Ann Seltzer polls. Yeah. Ann Seltzer and Barris. Because what the hell is this? Trump 2024. I agree. Because if I'm reading this right, it's just, some of these swings are just bizarre. Look at ideology. Hold up. Wait. Okay, yeah. Moderate swing Republican, or towards Trump. Gosh, what a weird poll. Party. Independent swing like 4 points. Yeah, this poll's bullshit. Rap, serious question. If immunity is ruled tomorrow by SCOTUS, will you stream your reaction? Possibly. We just gotta see if it actually happens, though. We've been saying that for, what, a month now? But yeah, I don't get how, like, some of these results are just bizarre. Income, that's actually a good one. Income. So, hold up. Wait, what? Trump has flipped the under 50,000 voter demographic, but he's doing only 1 point worse than above 50,000, yet he's doing... This poll makes no sense. Doesn't make much sense to me. Absolutely bizarre. Immunity would be the last decision because it was argued last, I guess, but you would think they wanted to get it done ASAP. Yoshi Fan Nick for 5. Would the president from Monsters vs. Aliens be a Republican or Democrat? Well, he looks like Mike Johnson, so... a Republican, maybe. He does look like Mike Johnson. It's just kind of... I don't know what to say to that, but... Fun. Fox News had that poll appearing that way because it's the narrative. The narrative is that, look, the black voters become more Republican and whites become more Democrat because Dems are real racist. I don't think they're that smart to say that. I really don't. I just think they're shitty at polling this cycle. I think it's just shitty poll. Again, I'm not saying it's fake. I just think they effed it up somehow. I don't know. Don't know. Let's see here. But is that voice by Colbert? I don't know. Who freaking knows? All right, let's look at the other things here. Gosh, what? Just this is hurting my brain. Some of these swings are just bizarre. I don't get it. Don't get it. The crosstabs are awful in the Fox poll. Yeah, these are just bad. Like, I don't get it. Like, yeah, look at the age plus. Wait a minute. Age 65 plus. Biden wins it by 15. Bull fucking shit. That is absolute horseshit. Biden will do better with age 65 and plus, but not, what is that, 30 points better? Horseshit. That's total horseshit. Cake Cub 1996 for 5. The president for Monsters vs. Aliens might look like Mike Johnson, but he's voiced by Stephen Colbert. He really is a rhino, lol. Yeah, I guess. Wow, I just can't believe that people actually quoted this poll. Some of these, even then it's like a Trump or Biden +2 vote would still be a Trump victory. So... yeah, and you don't know if the sample's bad. It just looks like the sample was a bad one. They just had a really bad sample that they screwed up. I don't know. Who knows? Let's see here. I think the president from Independence Day is a Democrat just because it was released in the 90s. I guess. Some pollsters publish Dem +5 samples, which is not how it works. Yeah, this has to be like a D +5 sample. But that doesn't mean it's fake, it just means it's a bad sample. And people gotta understand that. A fake poll is like, what poll was that? Out of, gosh, was that Florida? Where they had, like, DeSantis losing by 20? Yeah, it was like DeSantis was down by 20 points. The Messenger, yeah. The Messenger was a fake poll, I guarantee you. They had, like, DeSantis losing by 20, and he won by 20. It's like, how? Let's see here. Trump lost Wisconsin only by 14,000 votes. He'll gain them this time around and win the state. Yeah, I agree. I think he's going to win Wisconsin. I don't see how he does that good in Minnesota but loses Wisconsin. That just, no. It's not the same states, but still. Did you notice the president from the day after tomorrow looks like Brian Kemp? Well, yeah, it kind of does. Huh, now you say that, yeah, he does. But I don't really think about that because it's like, okay, whatever. It's Brian Kemp. Let's see here. Pale for 2. Thoughts on LA and the 10 Commandments thing. Or Louisiana and the 10 Commandments thing. I agree with it. For those that don't know, Louisiana has passed a law that I think it was upheld in court, but it makes public schools put the 10 Commandments in every classroom. Or it's something the lines of that. Which I agree with. You know, you could say, you know, oh, well, it's religious, you don't have to, but most of the 10 Commandments, I would just say, are like moral values most people should agree with, anyways. But honestly, I think every state should do that. I think you should have to see the 10 Commandments, or at least put up in the school somewhere. Because a lot of it's just moral stuff that everyone should agree with, anyways. High Sir for 5. Trump loses every age group by 3 percentage points, but loses total vote by 2%. This is complete BS and don't even make sense at all. Wait, hold up. You're right. Wait, huh? Wait, what? Yeah, how is that even possible? I don't get that. Yeah, now you said that. Yeah, that doesn't make much sense. They hate the Louisiana law because they hate only one specific religion. Yeah. Besides, the 10 Commandments are multi-religious, Jews and Christianity. Yeah. You know, so I just think it's just common sense, in my opinion. But I can understand when people are saying, well, actually, you're instilling Christian values and all that. It's like, okay. You don't have to, you know, you don't have to adhere by it if you don't really want to. But I just think it's just common sense, most of the stuff on it. But yeah, if they, like, it's because it's a Christian thing. That's the only reason that they make a big deal about it. Hold on, new Montana poll. There's a new poll out of Montana? Let's see here. Did Interactive Polls post something about it? Yes, they did. It is a Republican internal, so it could be kind of bullshit. But let's see here. It is from, oh god, no, okay. Piece of shit strategies in back. God damn it. Piece of shit strategies. Why even list those bozos? The race is tied for Senate. The president is Trump plus 20. Yeah, that's about right. But why listen to piece of shit strategies? It's a shitty poll. Don't know. Piece of shit strategies. I love that nickname. I forgot when we called it that. I think it's because they had a fake Iowa poll or something. I can't remember. Let's see. Why are they imposing Christian values of Jesus isn't even mentioned in the commandments? Because the commandments is a religious thing. That's the reality of it. Which is just like, who cares? It's not just a Christian thing, it's also Jewish. It's a Jewish tradition. So, what's the deal? How is it a Christian conspiracy or whatever? Let's see. Piece of shit strategies had DeSantis up against Trump, yeah. So, it's not a good pollster, but yeah, why would you use that? Use Fabrizio or something. Alright, why would anyone vote for Tester and Trump is baffling? Because freaking people, they look at Tester and think, oh, moderate Democrats. You know, he represents me or some shit like that. And also because they just hate Republicans. And also name ID. Yeah, he's been there for a while. People are like, oh, that's Jon Tester. That's been our senator for like 20 years or whatever. Go vote for him. It's grand conspiracy. Yeah, the grand conspiracy. Yeah, that's right. I remember that. The first time we talked about that, where the Simpson like piece of shit strategies were saying like it was a grand conspiracy. But yeah. American Nerds 1776 for 5. I bet if they put up the Ten Commandments statue with Hebrew text on it, they wouldn't be able to sue without looking anti-Semitic. Well, I guess. But you gotta put it in English, obviously, so people could read that, like, oh, that's the Ten Commandments. That's not just Hebrew. Which, you know, I wonder if people should learn Hebrew. I don't know. If they want to learn it, go ahead, but I just don't think anyone's gonna learn it. If they want to, go ahead, but tester's done. Yeah. Tester voted for Trump's impeachment twice and didn't support a single one of his SOTUS picks. Yeah, he didn't pick a single one of them. Yeah, he didn't support any of them. It's like, why? If you're a moderate, you would think you would support at least like Gorsuch or something, Gorsuch's or freaking Kavanaugh, but no. I would be against learning Hebrew. Yeah, I think honestly, you should learn Hebrew, maybe even Latin. Like, I'm not saying, you know, you should be required to, but probably a good idea. It'll make people a lot smarter, yeah. I'm not saying you have to learn every part of it, because Latin's just freaking schizophrenic, but it's still one of those things where it's like, maybe you should maybe learn it. I don't know. Good idea, you gain knowledge from it. I agree with that. Should the Ohio Senate polls be trusted? No. This early on, especially, throw them in the trash. Alright, if anyone got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, comments, or just want to support the channel even further, send super chats now. Last calls for super chats, folks. Last calls. Republican moderate is Adam Kinzinger. Yeah, that's more of a Democrat. Stick the Star of David next to the commandments, so anyone who takes it down will be called anti-Semitic. I agree with that. Just say, hey, you're anti-Semitic if you take it down. It's a Jewish tradition. Go ahead, take it down. I might travel to Israel because Jesus was born there, so yeah, why not I learn Hebrew? Yeah, I mean, I just think that would be a good idea to maybe say, hey, instead of learning maybe like Spanish, which again, if you want to learn Spanish, go ahead, but maybe learn Hebrew or Latin or something. I don't know. It's hard to learn. I understand that, but isn't Latin a dead language? I mean, it kind of is, but some people still use it. And the Roman Catholic Church, the Catholic Church still uses it, mostly. So, or aspects of it, I should say. I think it's just a good idea to learn it. I don't see what the problem is. Yeah, I know Hebrew is pretty hard to learn. I know that. They should have a long one with English, Hebrew, and Latin. First, because it could be read. Second, because it was originally written in that. Third, because it's kind of cool. Yeah, I think it should. Yeah, just have 3 Ten Commandments. One with English translation. One with the Hebrew one with the Latin one. I agree with that. DJ Aftershock for 2. Bucks are nothing without Giannis one-hit wonder. Well, Giannis is a very good player. But yeah, I mean, Giannis saved the Bucks. So, forever grateful. Adrian Augustin for 35. Could Klobuchar drag Biden across the finish line? Yeah, probably. American Nerd 1776 for 2. Would you be interested in a Patriot Super PAC? Honestly, I don't know what that is. Like, forming a Super PAC? I mean, not really. Not right now. But maybe. Breaking actually real. Biden's canceled by kids after he said Santa was not real. Real. Totally real. Alright, if you guys did enjoy the stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Alright, I think we went over everything. Yeah. Spanish is too important for job market to skip up on not learning, but learning Hebrew and Latin would be good choices. Learn later on to connect with faith. Oh, yeah. No, I think Spanish, you should learn at least, like, the basics of it, at least for now. You could or should, I don't know. But I think you should also learn Latin. I think you should. Patriot Biden. But, yeah, we'll see you guys in the next stream, video, wherever you see me from.